What's up, trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 110 of the Special Conditions podcast, where our love for competing and collecting collide. Special Conditions is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Thursday, May 12th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle, and I am joined by my co-host, as always, Ken Pescator. What's going on?
Adam, you're full of energy and spunk this morning, this evening, this night.
Listen, this is our second podcast. We just recorded Lured Up. Now we're recording Special Conditions. We're doing a twofer.
Yeah, baby. Let's do it.
You excited?
I am.
I'm excited. On today's show, we're going to talk about Mimikyu VMAX, because that's our card of the week. We'll take a look at how it can be used with Acerola's Premonition. We're going to rip into some packs courtesy of Tish Smith. Today we are
Vivid
both opening
Voltage.
Vivid the Voltage. And then Meowth is going to be our art of the week. And then there were a ton of options, because Meowth is like the counterpart to Pikachu. Because Team Rocket has coined the Meowth market there.
Did you mean to say coined?
Coined the market.
Yay, Meowth puns.
A new Top Deck Academy has been released, and it covers the importance of supporter cards in your deck. Weird, because a lot of the good decks right now play like one or two supporters. It's insane. We'll get there. Indianapolis Regionals were last week, and Arceus is back on top.
Yo, I watched all of it, and it was all amazing.
Yeah,
So,
it was a blast.
It was really good.
Tons of
really,
highly
really good.
skilled, highly competitive play going on. Details have been released on the upcoming Pokémon GO Expansion, and it looks like it could shake things up for both competition and collectors. So I'm super thrilled to talk about that. But let's just before we start, I went to League today. I'm never off on Thursdays, but because I'm working this Saturday, which I normally am off Saturday, I got today off. And you know what I did today?
You played in a league.
I went to League. I played in person, and they do a tournament, and I went 3-1, so I got second place, and it was really cool.
Did the first place sweep? Did he go 4-0 or did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and we were both 3-0 when we got paired together.
Nice.
But I beat. First round was a mirror match, both players playing Ian Robb's winning list from Indianapolis. And then the second round, I faced against a Ice Rider Urshifu. They just couldn't get enough energies out.
Ice Rider Urshifu?
Yeah. And then the third person I faced was playing a Arceus Urshifu Inteleon with Moltres. It was a lot going on. He said he had 17 one-ofs. I was like, that seems consistent. And then the last player I faced, who went 4-0, was playing the Arceus Rapid Strike Sylveon VMAX, kind of like toolbox deck, which is really interesting. I learned that I don't have the whole sequencing thing down in this matchup, because I was like, oh, I got this. And I missed my energy turn 1. So I had no energy to attach. And then turn 2, I was so focused on grabbing the energy that I totally just should have grabbed a draw supporter and just depleted my hand with Professor's Research and just try to start the game from there. Instead, I did a lot of shenanigans with shady dealings, trying to grab the right pieces, and I basically just got myself way over my head, and I essentially was always one card missing from my hand to do what I wanted to do every single turn.
Well, we'll talk about Indianapolis, but what I noticed with a lot of these current meta decks is that you really need the stars to align, and you're constantly in this perpetual state of search, more so than recently. And if you have one thing prized, that it could turn the tide just because you're missing one card in the deck. And it was really awesome to watch in Indianapolis, because I don't know, there was a lot more strategy and prep and plan going on than I've seen in recent tournaments. So it was really, really amazing to watch.
Yeah, I had 2 dark energies out of the 9 that I play, like the 9 energy total. So that's a big hit. And then I also had my Moltres V prize as well, so I couldn't like suck up the energy. And then they were playing the 2 of the Rapid Strike Towers, and they had played theirs first, and then I played my training court, and I only run the 1 training court, so they bumped mine out with another one. So I was like, oh, great.
I guess.
And it worked out, though. Like, I could retreat my my Inteleon and or my Sobble, but that wasn't enough to secure me the 4-0 victory. Like I said, I was literally one card away.
It's still an amazing return to form. Like that's solid, dude. Especially with a new deck.
Yeah, it made me feel really good.
What was the last IRL deck that you played with? Because it's been a while since.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I haven't been to an event, so.
You're like, I dusted off the old deck box.
No, I know. We were talking right before the podcast, and it had been so long since I put an actual 60-card constructed Pokemon deck in my hard Ultra Pro case that what was in there was 2 structure decks for Magic the Gathering. Because during the pandemic, I just kind of wanted to play whatever and learn stuff. So I was playing that, playing Digimon. Now we're back to Pokemon.
Thank goodness.
All right. Now we'll jump into our card of the week, which is Mimikyu VMAX.
Yeah, we're going back in time a little bit on this one because there's been Mimikyu Vs in the game for a while since Battle Styles, right? But
yeah,
it hasn't been till Brilliant Stars that the VMAX has come out. So what do you think of this card, and is it worth messing with in the world of V-Stars?
So right now, there's a heavy dark presence in the form of Moltres or Hoopa.
So get wrecked, Mimikyu.
So yeah, and that's the thing. Like I realized during this tournament that I was like, oh, a VMAX, you still get 3 prize cards? I was like, this is a cakewalk. Throw that VMAX down. Because I had my Hoopa and it one-shotted a Rapid Strike Urshifu. Nice. But yeah, it's weak to dark, so it's kind of bad. It's got 300 hit points, which is even more bad because that means you only need to do 150 to knock this out if you're a dark Pokemon. For 2 colorless energies, it has ominous numbers. Put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. If you played Acerola's Premonition from your hand during your turn, put 13 damage counters instead. So that's significant. So that'll knock out 2 Sobbles and set something up for a knockout later. Or, yeah, so like, it's just strange. It's definitely different than other VMAXs.
Does this mean that you pretty much have to run this card with Acerola?
Yes.
Right? Like, it really depends on that to get the most bite out of the card.
Yeah, and Acerola's Premonition says your opponent reveals their hand, and you draw a card for each trainer card you find there. So this is a supporter that if you're playing this Pokemon, your opponent can mess with their hand and play all their trainers so you don't draw anything. So you could be playing this card. Yeah, this is not really that great. Because your opponent can play around this, though. They really can. That's what stinks, is that they could play all their trainer cards down or wait till the next turn to be like, oh, now I'll shady dealings and go search for the trainers I need instead of holding them in my hand. Or instead of playing or holding on to the level ball for the next turn, they'll just play it prematurely just to get it out of their hand. So you're drawing 1 to 2 cards. That's rough because that's a supporter that you want to draw cards, and it's only adding damage to this damage counters. And I mean, what is cool about this is that you can use double turbo for its energy cost for its attack, and it doesn't reduce the damage because it's damage dealt. And
yes.
This is placing damage counters. So that's the one benefit that it has. And then for 2 Psychics, it has Max Shadow for 120. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand. You most likely would never use that. But, yeah.
Well, the reason I picked Mimikyu, not only because it was a Brilliant Stars VMAX, and we've just been talking about V-Star for the last, 5 episodes, it was because of the art of the Trainer Gallery Mimikyu VMAX with Acerola in the card. It just looks so good. It looks so good. I was like, all right, I need to talk about this card. It is one of the coolest designs. I absolutely love all of the Trainer Gallery cards. I thought that was one of the coolest subsets that we've seen in a really long time. I really hope they continue to do this, which they definitely are through Astral Radiance. But I just love the art on this card. It just looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm all about it. So that's the reason I picked it. And then I was doing more research. I was like, all right, you kind of have to play this very specific Acerola's Premonition list. And at best, this might be a tier 2 style deck because one of the weakness to darkness, but also because of the limitations that Acerola gives you.
Yeah, and you've got Mimikyu V. Now that has the ability Dummy Doll. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may prevent all damage done to this Pokemon V by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it basically prevents itself from being knocked out or damaged or anything. But at the same time, it only has 160 hit points. So if you don't find that VMAX, that's an easy target.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I'd imagine that pretty much every deck is still using the V system in some way, right? So it's not like you're going to have decks that don't have this. So you probably, the Mimikyu V is a solid defensive card in that regard, but you're going to want to bring out the VMAX anyway, and as soon as you do that, you lose Dummy Doll. So...
Well, Dummy Doll only works when you play it down. You can't evolve until your following turn.
Yeah.
So it basically prevents itself from being knocked out. Then you're forced into the VMAX, or else it's a free, easy 2 prizes. And then it becomes a 3 prizer. So I don't see the benefits to using this card right now. I just don't.
Is that simply because Dark is so prominent, or is that just because it's not a great card in general?
I think it's not a great card in general. I think clearly it was created or made for a reason. Obviously, the character arts play a part in that with the Acerola, because she can be seen in both character arts, the V and the VMAX, which looks stunning, by the way, like you said. But they're just, the attack, I don't know if it's worth it. Because you're playing a supporter that, at best, is going to draw you 3 to 4 cards. Let's just assume your opponent doesn't understand what's going on, and you play Acerola's Premonition, they're going to quickly wise up. So you're drawing 4 cards the first time you use it, 2 cards the second time. It's tough, because then that's your supporter for the turn. So you could have played Professor's Research. You could have played some other draw card. I just don't see the value in playing Acerola's Premonition.
All right, well then let's focus on the art through all this, because that's probably the saving grace of these cards in general. Like I said, the Trainer Gallery for the VMAX is amazing. Acerola's
the V is even better.
The V is
Mimikyu
cool.
sitting in front of
watching
the
TV. It's watching
and
TV.
And the TV, the reflection or the light shining off of it casts this huge dark shadow of Mimikyu, and then Acerola comes in to the room, kind of and is totally spooked at oh my god, what are you watching?
Well, I like the popcorn spilt on the floor. Did you notice that?
Oh wow, I didn't notice that.
It's so cool, right? It's just literally eating popcorn. But if you pull up a copy of Acerola's Premonition and look at the full art of that, you can see kind of like a Mimikyu behind Acerola. in the card. So it's a little bit of a homage, which is pretty neat. That they included that in there. So I just love these arts. I think they're really cool. Even the full art Mimikyu V is really cool. It has like this kind of colored pencil effect to it, which looks really neat. It looks hand drawn. So that's really cool. But you never know. I think what makes some of these cards interesting is you could look at them at the surface value and be like, all right, this card does not have what it takes. And then all of a sudden, something happens to the meta, something shifts, and who knows? It could have relevance down the road. But as of right now, from what you've told me here, it looks like this isn't going to cut it, especially not in today's like ultra high damage dealing meta, and also with, like you said, the dark stuff being so relevant right now.
Yeah, and I mean it's under $1 on TCG Player for the Mimikyu V. And the Mimikyu VMAX is $1.50, if that says anything.
Well, the market on TCG Player is typically driven by the competitive scene, but what I'm loving right now is you have all these incredible pieces of art, and if you never plan on playing the game, or you play the game but you don't ever plan on playing this, there's so many options to just collect really cool art where if you decided you want to toss $10 towards TCG Player, you could pick up, 3 or 4 cards shipped that can have some really killer art. And I think that all of these cards, from the regular VMAX to the Trainer Gallery to the regular V, the Full Art V, and the Trainer Gallery V, they're all just awesome looking art. So that's the real reason I picked this. And like I said, we've been covering the V stars so heavy. I was like, all right, well let's backpedal a little bit to VMAX, but I don't know. I think I'm with you. I think now my favorite after looking at these more and more is the Mimikyu V Trainer Gallery with Mimikyu watching TV. I think that is pretty cool.
Well, I mean for the gallery, yeah, but I mean for the actual like art, I like the full art. That one I really want over
That's like
all
a
the
sketch.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like, because Mimikyu is like a copy, or is trying to copy Pikachu or whatnot, it looks like the swirls around it, it's trying to copy like Dynamaxing and get the storm going before the actual storm happens.
Interesting.
I don't
Cool.
know. That's just what I gathered from it. But it looks
that's
so
cool.
good. It's
Yeah,
so
that's
rad.
just
It's got
neat.
like cotton candy, like purple and pink colors to it.
Nice.
I like
it. All right. Well, for $1 or whatever, it could be yours. Can't
For
argue with that.
$1. Well, the full art's like 8. The VMAX was like 18, and the VMAX character art was like 15 or 16, and then the V was 13. So not too bad.
Not too bad. But I have a pack of cards. I think we should.
I
open
also
it.
have a pack of cards.
So
I'd love to open it.
I have not pulled a Chonkachu from Vivid Voltage, and considering that there's a green code card in my hand, I don't think I'm going to pull it right now either. So my code for Vivid Voltage is 47Y RTT9TZV7LW. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you, Tish Smith.
Yes, these packs are courtesy of our executive producer, Tish Smith. Thank you so much for sending over these packs. We really do appreciate it. And if you want to pick up any packs of your own or any of the singles that we talk about on today's show, you can check the link in our description to our tcgplayer.com affiliate link. It helps out the show if you bookmark that and buy stuff on TCG Player with your shopping journey starting at that page. Doesn't cost you anything additional, but it does help out the show. All right, we got Steel Energy, Coding Energy, Heroes Metal, Stunfisk, Execute, Woobat, Beldum, Blitzel, Milcery, Reverse Hollow, Pick-a-Peck, and a non-hollow Executor.
Ooh, good pull.
It's not a good pull, but it is good art, so I'll take it. In the
All
name
right.
of art.
Whoa, what is that? Oh, it's
Letters?
There's a lot of 2s and Z's. Okay, so it's T2 Z Z2 DB C7W JNN. Good luck. All right, we got a Darkness Energy, Kakuna, Chichester Bath, Galarian Stunfisk, Blitzel, Skidoo, Ferroseed, Dedenne, Drillbur, Reverse Hollow Bay, and a rare Lucario. Womp, womp.
Wompity, wompity, womp, womp, womp.
But I'll throw a curveball in there. I also have a pack of Celebrations. I know, random. I'm gonna open.
Where'd you
it
get? Were these just like sitting around from?
No,
like...
I got a Dragapult box.
Okay.
I finally caved and found one online for like $17.50 or something like that. So code card for Celebrations: J22VZDQ VD66J4. Good luck. I don't know the pack trick to this one, so we're just gonna go with it. Palkia, Groudon. Ooh, Team Magma's Groudon. Ooh, and a full art Pikachu.
Okay.
Nice. All right, I have one more. We're gonna open it.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna open it. I'm opening it. I want to pull Charizard. All right, next code card. XN6 V7XG TTG Z9T. Good luck. I've got a Zekrom, Dialga, Cosmoem, and a Professor's Research, just a normal. All right.
Womp,
all right.
womp.
Womp, womp. Well, we had fun.
All right, well, let's move on to Art of the Week, and this week we have a tried and true classic in Meowth. This was a really fun one to pick through, simply because there was like a million options, because it's been around forever. I started with the promo card, the gold border promo card from back in the day, 55 of 64. It's listed as a miscellaneous promo, but
yeah, because it came from like Fruit Roll-Ups.
It was Fruit Roll-Ups, but the art itself is the same art as the Jungle set, but this one has a gold border, so that was really cool. I remember getting this and thinking that was awesome. But the illustrator on this one, again, the legend, Mitsuhiro Arita. Arita has been an OG in TCG art. Over 600 cards, Adam. Over 600 cards.
Over 600. That's a lot. That's a lot of cards during the lifespan of the game,
including Charizard from the base set. And a cool fact about Arita: he's been doing art or TCG art even before red and green versions were released. And oddly enough, he has a degree in electrical and software engineering. You know, in case the art thing doesn't work out, he can.
Whoa.
There was a great quote. I think we might have even talked about it once on the show, where it was like, when the TCG was first launching, he was still looking for work and doing freelance stuff, even while working for Pokemon, because he was unsure if the TCG was going to take off. So he was like, I still need to make sure I could feed myself, so I'm going to continue looking for jobs. But yeah, 600 cards later, I think he's doing all right. Doing all right.
For sure.
All right, our next one is going to be Meowth V-Max. This is the Sword and Shield promo 005.
I love this Meowth so much.
Yeah, this is the Gigantamax Meowth that's like the really tall, thin, skinny one. Like the you've seen the plush, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
So good. I love the design on Meowth's coin on its head when it goes Gigantamax. But this one is from, and I don't know how to say this right, the illustrator's name is Aki CG Works. So CG Works is like one of these, I don't know if it's a pseudonym of a single illustrator. I don't know if it's like a art house that has multiple illustrators. I couldn't find too much on it, but over 100 cards have been done by CG Works. So it's really cool. And they've been creating since Unbroken Bonds. And I don't know, the colors in this card just pop. I love the ominous look that Meowth has in its eyes. It just looks deranged.
I know, they're just straight glowing.
Yeah, definitely
yellow
funky.
glowing eyes.
And I just thought it would be a cool juxtaposition to go from one of the oldest Meowth cards to one of the newer Meowth cards, and just look at the difference between like little old cute Meowth sitting on a pile of coins in the jungle card versus this.
It might have a coin next to its toe that
absolutely, man.
Does
it?
No. You can't see his toes. He's too tall.
Yeah, but very cool card. Very, very cool
and
card.
Fun fact, this is one of the first VMAXs, because look at the promo.
Yeah,
promo,
it's number 5.
Sword and Shield 5.
Yep. And this one's only $1.50. $1.50, dude.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's 4 energies for 200 damage, when
Yeah.
Arceus V-Star for 2 prize cards is 3 energies for 200 damage.
Yep. Take that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very cool. Now, this next one is an interesting one. I remember seeing this art a long time ago. This is Meowth from Expedition, and I just love e-reader cards in general, but this one is a very, very unique piece of art. The illustrator's name is Hironobu Yoshida, and Yoshida has been with Pokemon almost from the beginning, since the Pokemon Yellow days, 1997, working as a graphic designer and a Pokemon designer. And it's always cool when the artists are actually Pokemon designers as well, because you end up getting some cool like creative art and just kind of interpretations of the Pokemon, because sometimes they're drawing Pokemon that they've personally created, which is really cool. But Yoshida had created Wobbuffet, Dunsparce, Celebi, Rayquaza, Deoxys, and Darkrai. So
Wow.
It's very, very cool to think that like someone who's also doing art has also been credited with like creating the designs for some of the most, popular Pokemon like Rayquaza and Celebi. These are huge Pokemon. So very,
I
very
love
cool.
the art in this because it's got Meowth basically running alongside of a brick wall with a spotlight on it, and it doesn't, at first glance, it doesn't look like Meowth is throwing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of questioning, what is that like coin thing? Like, why is there a coin in the corner? It's because he's using Payday and actually has thrown it, but with the art, it doesn't actually it doesn't have those lines, so it doesn't look like it's being thrown.
But it's like winging it behind it as it runs away.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like it makes me think of like an old school like crime caper, like we'll get you, and just shining the spotlight, on the bad guy as it's running away. It's super cool, very cool art, and I don't know, I just love the Expedition border. I love the e-reader border. It just does something to me. And our final example is very, very cool rendition of Meowth here. Looks just very, I don't know,
Adorable.
Adorable. Like if cartoons could come to life, it really looks very cartoony, but it looks like it has so much personality, and it's just kind of like sitting in the grass gazing up. But what I like about it is in the text box area of the card, behind all of it is like a yellow silhouette of Meowth's coin kind of behind it. And there's no other cards in the set that really have this effect where there's something going on in the text box.
There's a Pikachu that has the lightning bolt.
Does it really?
I believe so.
Interesting. But this is from Noble Victories.
Yeah, because it's a secret rare.
Make sure you check out the link in the description, or just go to PokemonProfessor.com and look at the blog, because we have pictures of all these cards. Very, very cool. The illustrator of this one is Kuki Sato. And another one, 646 cards illustrated in the TCG, going back to Aquapolis. Amazing. Amazing to think that one person has created this many cards. It's just insane. But while also doing illustrating for Pokemon Tales, Saito has done a bunch of manga, which is really cool, and has even worked with other gaming franchises, King of Fighters, Xenogears, and a bunch of different like standalone manga books. So very, very, very cool. And I don't know. I don't know. The look on Meowth's face is just very innocent, and I think it speaks volumes to like the fact in the anime that like Meowth is lovable yet a villain. I just think that's a cool combo. So looking at the 4 of these, Adam, take your pick. What do you think? We have the original Meowth design from Jungle. We've got the Meowth V-Max. We've got the e-reader card where he's running away in the spotlight, and then we've got this ultra uber cute Noble Victories version where it's just kind of chilling in the grass. Which one is your favorite?
So everything in me is telling me that the Noble Victories is the correct answer, because it is beautiful. It makes you feel things, and that's what you want in art. But I really do enjoy this the crime scene with the Expedition Meowth.
I think you're right, because I think I'm going to go with that one as well. I just think it's a super unique card. Super, super unique. There's just so much going on. The card itself is like telling a story. You've got Meowth running away, so he's doing something defensive, yet he's still on the attack because he's throwing the coin. You get this really cool shadow effect. You get the really cool brick effect. I think I'm with you on this. I'll pick Expedition as well. So make sure you check out the link in our bio so you could jump over to the blog and let us know which Meowth card is your favorite from this set of 4. Or if you have a Meowth card that you like that we didn't pick, post it in the comments so we could take a look at it. But Adam, I'm 100% with you here. The Expedition is, in fact, my favorite.
It's
All
the
right.
best.
Adam, that's half a show. I say we take a little break. We come back. We talk about Necra's new Top Deck Academy. We talk about Indianapolis Regionals, which were amazing, and then we could chat about this Pokemon Go expansion now that we have some time behind us since the announcement, and we can get really excited. Very good, very good, very good. All right, everyone, we'll be back right after this.
And we are back from our break. Ken, how was your break? Did you get something to drink?
It was hydrational. Is that a word? I got a big old smart water, so it was great.
That's hydrate.
I'm smart. I'm smarter now.
You're more smart. You're the
I'm
best
more
smartest
smartest.
person.
I'm the more smarterer.
All right, little housekeeping before we get on with the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support the show for as little as $1 sauce buck a month. That $1 is going to get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. All patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pokemon Go and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration's in the Discord, and we hope to see you there. We want to give a huge shout out to our gym leaders, Absolutely Ryan, Grant, Jamal, JD Mojo Jojo, Magikarp DM, Sue, TN Comics Wiz, and Big Zom Minus. Thanks to our newest patrons this week.
Yep,
Kaiwi?
we had Robert, Kaiwi. Yep, we had Kaiwi. We had Chris Turtle Power upped his patronage to the show supporter
tier?
to the gym leader tier, from show supporter to gym leader. So shout to Turtle Power. Shout, shout, shout. And then also we had Robert Thompson and Chris joining the patron. So it's been a good week for Patreon. Thank you guys so much.
And a huge thank you to our executive producer, Tish Smith.
Yeah,
make sure you check out make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, and leave us reviews. Because we would greatly appreciate the reviews. We need some 5-star. Let's go.
5 stars are the best stars.
Yeah, help us get noticed.
Notice
and
me, senpai.
Be easily searched. All right, so Top Deck Academy, the wonderful world of supporter cards.
I've been enjoying the heck out of these, and it doesn't matter that a lot of this stuff is very rudimentary. I just love the production. I think it's super cool. I love Necra. She's just awesome. So it's fun to watch her talk about this stuff. But we also get another glimpse at TCG Live, something that kind of was around and then disappeared, and now it's back. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's used in this video. So what do you think of, before we even talk about supporter cards, what's going on with TCG Live?
I don't know. I'm still playing on TCGO.
But is it still running beta in Canada?
I have no idea.
Wasn't it pulled? I don't know if it was pulled. I thought I heard someone say that the beta wasn't even active anymore.
I am unaware.
But they're using the beta, or they're using TCG Live in this video, and it just looks good when you're in the menus. Just not when you're playing.
Yes, this is true.
That's problematic.
But yeah, so they're talking about supporters, draw supporters, you've got support supporters. Basically, Professor's Research is your go-to. You want to have that supporter because that is going to net you the most cards. You discard your hand and then draw 7 cards. It is one of the most powerful trainer supporter cards you can use.
It's a staple. Staple.
It really is a staple. Most decks play anywhere from 2 to 4 copies because it is that powerful. And being able to just draw 7 cards That's insane, especially if you have a deck that you can play a lot of cards from your hand really fast and get your hand down to 1 or 2 cards and then just be like, all right, well, I don't need these 2. Let me play a Professor's Research.
And
Especially decks
refresh
like
your hand.
yeah, especially decks that utilize like Battle VIP Pass, something that kind of just clogs up your hand if you don't get it in your first turn. You're able to just say, okay, I've got 2 of these in my hand. I don't need them. Let me just Professor's Research them away.
Yep.
Same reason why you would play, Quick Ball and Ultra Ball if you're playing that card. But there are some tech supporters, kind of like Avery, that kind of will allow you to draw, but also have a disruption effect. Avery lowers your opponent's bench size to 3, and then you draw 3 cards, which is quite handy, if I do say so myself. And there are other supporters like Rihan. If one of your Pokemon were knocked out, you get to attach an energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, and then you go search your deck for anything you want.
Nice. Yeah, that's
kind of broken, but also it's not broken.
Why do we always think a card is broken just because it does cool stuff?
Well, because it's so strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but wouldn't Professor's Research be the strongest supporter because you can completely refresh your hand back to like starting position of 7 cards?
Yeah. And then you've got like Boss's Orders as a staple. And people play anywhere from 1 to 3 copies. Nowadays it's 1 to 2, depending on if you're playing like Escape Ropes or anything like that, because that will also count as like a pseudo switching effect.
I love that Lysander Boss's Orders. I love that one. So good.
Yeah, I like the Cyrus one that just came out.
That one's
super
cool too.
thrilled with that one. You've got cards like Bruno or Cynthia's Abnimation or
Hey, nobody talks about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. And both of those say, like, if a Pokemon was knocked out last turn, shuffle your hand. See, Cynthia's is like the better one because it says shuffle your hand and then draw 5 cards. Shuffle your hand into the deck and then draw 5 cards. But if something got knocked out, you shuffle your hand back into your deck and then draw 8 cards. That is super nice.
Yeah, it's big. It's big.
Yeah, I really, and like if you're playing a stage 1 deck, that is the perfect supporter. Yes, you can play Professor's Research, but you can also play this Cynthia's card, and it is phenomenal.
Nice. But yeah, the video is really cool, and they're only like 7-8 minutes long. It's a super easy to digest video, and I don't know. I think that even if you're an experienced player, kind of getting back to basics could be really cool. And if you're a new player or just trying to break into the competitive scene, these top deck videos are probably the best way to go because it really outlines all the key points of things that you're going to want to know that you wouldn't learn from like the tutorial of TCGO. Like the tutorial in TCGO really tells you about the mechanics and, draw and this and that, but you won't learn the cool stuff of how like engines work or how cards work together like you will in these top decks. So very, very cool video, and I hope they continue to do this. And obviously, if we give them support, they'll continue to do it. So make sure you check it out and leave a comment on their video. It's always
and subscribe.
Good. Yep, and then do that with our channel too. Thank you.
Yes, please. All right, let's jump over to Indianapolis Regionals.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good. And we saw in EUIC, I think we saw Arceus, maybe was it like half of the top 8? And now we saw it kind of dominate the top 8. However, the Ian's list that you ran at your League Cup, in addition to Inteleon, was also running the Galarian Moltres V. So tell me about that list before we get into the actual tournament itself.
So it's just a straightforward, you've got 4 Soppel, 3 Drizzle, 1 of each of the Inteleons, 1 with the Shady Dealing, and 1 with the quick shooting ability to place damage where you need it and take knockouts. I did this several times during the
Isn't
the
that so
tournament.
satisfying?
Yeah, especially when I'm playing like my Arceus, and then all of a sudden they attack me, or I get the Arceus ready, and then I'm able to one-shot them with the quick shooting ability.
Nice. Yep.
That's
Super
that's where I was
satisfying.
going with it. You got 3 Arceus V, 2 Arceus V Star, 2 Galarian Moltres, 1 Galarian Moltres V, 1 Hoopa V, Galarian Zapdos V, Medicham V, Galarian Zigzagoon, and Manaphy. Whew, that's a mouthful.
And you ran that exact list?
So actually, just looking at it, I think I ran a 4-4 Sobble Drizzle line, and I ran a 2-2 Arceus. Now, I'm really kicking myself because that was one of the reasons I did terrible the last round, is because I didn't see an Arceus until like 2 turns later.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But yeah, so that's the basic list, and then you just kind of see what your opponent has and then go from there. Ideally, you should be able to get out a Arceus V-Star and then Trinity Nova, get some energies on a secondary attacker, and keep the momentum from there. So you should be able to take your first prize via Arceus V-Star with Boss's Orders and grabbing whatever you need as far as energies or supporters go. Then you attach energies to either a second Arceus V-Star or your Galarian Moltres, Hoopa V, Galarian Zapdos, Medicham V, and that's how you get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of this engine after seeing it this season just kind of dominate. I was like, yeah, well, I can obviously see why people are using this, because it's satisfying. It's super, it's a very effective deck. And once you get things rolling and you know how to do it, you can really keep your opponent not just backpedaling because you're putting out so much damage output, but because things are changing and you're kind of constantly shifting cards and moving energies and all this kind of stuff, it really keeps them on their toes. So it keeps it exciting.
Yeah, and I don't know, at work, I've been in my downtime basically just writing out lists and stuff. Or not lists, but like just writing notes and stuff about the format. And every deck basically is either playing, there's 3 support, if you will. You've got your Drizzle and Teleon line, you've got Arceus V-Star, and you've got like Bibarel. Or you've got Crobat V. So there's 4 support Pokemon, and out of those 4 support Pokemon, 3 out of the 4 are weak to fighting. So it's almost like you have to play something fighting, and the Drizzle and Teleon line, you either have to knock it out quick so they can't set up, or focus on their attackers and just they're going to do what they're going to do because it's so consistent. So there's really no stopping the Inteleon, because essentially, even if you play something like the Jolteon with the ability that if you have the memory capsule, it stops all water Pokemon's abilities, they could just search their deck the turn before for a Tool Scrapper.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something to go get around that, So it's just... It's a weird format, and like this deck only plays 1 stadium, and another reason I did poorly is they played their, like I said earlier, they played their Rapid Strike Tower, and then I played my Training Court, and then they played their second Rapid Strike Tower, which gives the free retreat, and I needed energy, and I couldn't grab them.
So is the Medicham V the way to go if you're going to plug in some fighting?
So Galarian Zapdos V, I found out, it would have been very effective against the last match. It's just, I didn't get the fighting energy I needed. Or have the energy search left in the deck because I was greedy and went after them early to get the 2 dark energies to try to drop them with Moltres and then try to use energy switch. And I was always 1 card away from getting the pieces together to take knockouts.
I think we saw that in the actual stream of Indianapolis, where there was a couple turns that the players were forced to pass, where they just couldn't get what they needed. And I was like, whoa, you really don't ever see that frequently. So that was really interesting to see. I was like, another pass. Even the commentator, shoutcasting was phenomenal.
Yes,
by the
it
way.
was.
Shout to Chip, dude. It was so good. I just really enjoyed the production of the whole thing. I think they did a really good job. You know, they've kind of settled into their own visual aesthetic of how they do like the, you know, the top-down view, but the way that they added like, you know, the cards on the side of the stream and really just kind of talked through the decks, I thought they just did a phenomenal job with the production. I just, you know, it's very promising for the future of how they cover these events, and they just keep growing and growing and growing. So it's all good stuff.
Yeah, and then you've got, so 5 out of the top 8 were Arceus and Teleon in some form of fashion.
Right.
And then the other 3 were Mew VMAX. And so again, with Mew VMAX, how do you stop that? Avery limits their bench. Collapse Stadium limits their bench. Path to the Peak stops their abilities. Dark Pokemon one-shot Mew. So
you're right. Yep. I don't know. It's I guess it's still always, no matter what you're bringing, it's always kind of scary. There's always like an opportunity for exciting plays to happen. And I don't know. I guess Arceus just leaves the door only cracked where other decks can leave the door wide open. Like there, you know, there's only a few ins to get in on it, but
well, Arceus is just so consistent.
That's what I mean.
It effectively has a free computer search. And computer search being like, that was the A spec everybody ran, where you discarded 2 cards and went and searched for anything in your deck.
Oh, at least it's not ADP.
Right. But it's close.
It's close.
And it's only 2 prizes instead of 3. It has the same hit points, 280. It has the same name, Arceus. It does the same thing. It grabs 3 energies. Oh, yeah. Gosh.
But I highly recommend you check out the replay of the Indianapolis Regionals. It was just really, really cool to see. And I think, like, I like doing when the regionals were happening is you'd have 3 separate streams, right? You had the VG, you had Pokemon Go, and you had the TCG. And I always loved comparing like the viewer count. And I got to give it to Pokemon Go for kind of going neck and neck with the TCG and even having a higher count at some points. But really big numbers. So it's just very promising for the industry and the franchise at large when you see the live streams having, you know, 1,500 concurrent viewers, you know, in a 10-hour window. Because like this stream that I'm here, I have the day 2 TCG stream up. It's 9 hours and 16 minutes. That is a long stream. Like, how long was your league event?
5:30 to 7:30. So
all right,
2
so
hours?
you played 4 matches over 2 hours, right? Think if you had to play over 2 days, like 8 to 10 hours a day, that's how long the event lasted. Like that would wipe you out. Like I felt for those battlers and the trainers, man. That's a serious like commitment to put yourself in that position where you're just kind of wait. You could wait for hours and hours and hours, and then like when it's go time, it's got to be go time, even though like you're probably completely exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing to do is make sure that you bring. Well, that's the thing. I don't think you can have water or food.
I was gonna say energy drinks.
Well, not even energy drinks. You just need to stay hydrated and actually eat something.
It's just high athletic. You know, we're athletes, man.
No, not that stuff.
I need a Cliff Bar. So funny, so funny. All right, the last thing we could talk about here today, Adam, and I'm super excited about this to finally talk about it in detail because we talked about it a couple weeks ago when we had like the first images of some of the boxes, is the Pokemon GO expansion coming in July. And they're
just calling about the Pokemon Go set?
I am. And they're just calling it
cards?
They're just calling it Pokemon GO expansion. Like I almost wish they gave it a little bit more creative name, but I don't know. It's going to kind of fill the gap between Astral Radiance and Lost Origin, which is coming later. So it will slide into the release schedule perfectly. It just looks phenomenal. The trainer cards look phenomenal. The full arts for each of the team leader trainers look so good. Of course, we've got Mewtwo and a lot of stuff going on with art here that really captures the Go aesthetic, not by using AR, but by combining the graphics and the art of the Pokemon with kind of like real world stuff where like the Pikachu card, you see a trainer walking, but it's not like
with
a
yellow
drawn
Converse.
trainer.
Let's go.
Yo, those did you see that? They came out in Japan this week. Japan only, actual Chuck Taylor Pikachu crossover. Super, super cool. But one thing and one card that's missing in all of this preview is Charizard. And we talked about this on Lured Up. There's got to be a Charizard in this set, right?
Yeah, I think there's a Radiant Charizard.
Oof. That's nice. That's nice. I'm in love with the Snorlax card. I'm in love with the Pikachu card. I think that the style of art is just continuing to be phenomenal, set after set after set. And it's just really cool to see things that we're so used to seeing in Pokemon Go finally have a place in the TCG. Like there's a Pokestop item card.
That is going to be so good.
I love all of it. I love all of it. It has like, it's not a stamp, but there's like, it says Pokemon Go like in the art box of all the cards. I just think that this has the opportunity to be one of the biggest sets of the year simply because...
Yeah, even people that don't play the card game but
Yeah.
play Pokemon Go want these cards.
Well, I've heard so many people say, like, I'm excited because this will be the first TCG cards that I ever buy. And that's good because we have more people getting cards, more people getting into the TCG. But how do you think that this thing is going to be stocked? And do you think retailers will actually have this? Because I'm seeing pictures all over Reddit of like overwhelmingly stocked shelves at Targets, overwhelmingly stocked shelves at Walmart.
Yeah, I think Pokemon knows what's going on now.
But
like I've gone into
we're seeing
Walmart.
restocks of like Shining Fates. Like we're not seeing new
like
product.
I personally have gone into Walmart near my work and by my house, and they can't even fit the Darkness Ablaze ETBs on the shelf. They're literally overflowing, and the same thing with their Shining Fates boxes with the 3 V in the front of them. The Shining Fates like $25 boxes. They have so many of those. It's pretty scary, but it's also like, okay, they just want people to they want to flood the market with all the expensive cards like Charizard, because Charizard V and Charizard VMAX is in Darkness Ablaze. Shiny Charizard VMAX and Shiny Charizard V are in Shining Fates. Like, I don't know if anybody else sees that, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, but
same thing with Vivid Voltage. We've seen ETBs for the Chonkachus.
But does your store have stock of Brilliant Stars?
No.
But that's my point. So we're seeing all this restocking happen, but it's not of the most current set. So I think that this is going to be brutally difficult to get your hands on initially. I think that this is going to, I hate to say it, there's going to be a resurgence of secondhand market with this. So you're going to see a lot of people that are Pokemon Go players buying this for the first time and looking at it as an opportunity to flip, because they know that the demand for this is going to be overwhelming. So I'm kind of worried about that at retail, at least in the first couple waves of release, because I see so many people coming in, and usually when that happens, there's some nefarious shenanigans going on. So I worry about the scalpers coming back into prominence, but overall, even like online orders, I just think that this is going to be hard to find no matter what. And there's like a zillion product offerings in the line too.
But also think about this. So you might not be able to find Brilliant Stars stuff in stores, if you will.
Right.
But if you go to TCG Player,
oh sure,
and you hit Brilliant Stars and then you do like sealed product, you can find the Arceus V box, you can find the ETBs. You can find the stadium packs. You can find stuff. It's a slightly over MSRP.
All right, not really. ETB for Brilliant Stars on TCG Player, $42.43.
And that's about right, because Walmart, they're selling it for $45.
Are they really?
Yeah, because it's the newest set.
Gross.
They've learned that if they jack up the price, they can do it because they're selling it regardless.
Yeah, this is $42.43 plus $2 shipping. So you're paying less than $45 to get this thing delivered. That's pretty rad. That's pretty awesome. And let's take a look at other Brilliant Stars here, because
just looking at like best-selling Brilliant Stars like singles, you've got Arceus V for $6.25. Whimsicott V-Star, $3.75. Like it's not a hard the cards aren't that hard to get regardless. If that makes sense. So I mean, you're gonna see singles, and the only things in the set that will be chase cards are gonna be the Radiant ones. And if and when we see the Charizard that's Radiant, that will be the money card. That will be the chase card.
Yeah,
but I think there's going to be so much of this product that singles are going to be dirt cheap. So if you want this set, you could literally go to TCG Player.
Just piece out the master set.
Yeah, piece out the whole set. And when you find it, good luck opening up a Charizard.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Time will tell on this. I'm not as confident as you that this is going to be that readily available. I think that this is going to be a tough one. Even with the market kind of regrounding itself, we're starting to see balance in the world, right? We're seeing product on shelves. I just don't think this product will be on shelves. I think this is going to be gone as soon as it comes out. We'll see. We will see. We shall see. But I want it all. I need that Blissey card. I need the Blissey sitting on top of a Valor Gym. They built that card for me.
We'll make sure you get it. Don't worry about that.
Yes, I need all of it. I need all of those. All of those Blissey cards. Thank you. But Adam, we did it.
We have done it. That is a show. Do we have any emails?
We don't have any emails this week, no.
All right. Well, if you do want to email us, have any questions, you're a new listener, want to say hey, email us, info@specialconditionstcg.com. You can send us a voicemail, leave us a text, picture, 732-835-8639. And is that it, Ken?
That's it, dude.
All right, trainers, remember, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal.
Good night.